Good morning and welcome to the Oasis Center for Spiritual Living on Father's Day, no less. For those of you who are just tuning in, we are so blessed to have you here because we know that there's 1,000 places you could be on a Sunday morning, and we're really glad you're here with us. I am Reverend Tucker. I'm the senior minister here at the Oasis Center for Spiritual Living. And today we're going to be doing our Father's Day honoring ceremony. So if you're here, please say hi in the comments. This StreamYard software doesn't let me know when I have an audience. So if you say hi, at least I get to see that. And I know I have people listening to us. Today, we have the practitioner of the day is the Wise and Powerful Oz. He's available for prayer, and he's going to be supporting me in the service today. And singing today, we have our own Tina Giuffre, who has been a singer in our church since like 2000. And we are featuring music from Elaine Silver and Karen Drucker pretty much every Sunday. Today we are deviating a little bit. We've got some Paul Simon and I don't even remember what all we have here, but it's good stuff. So with the introductions out of the way, I would like to invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Allow the service to uplift you and inspire you as we move into our centering song.
Of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can feel the rush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can feel the rush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
The presence of God, here wherever we are, for God is all there is, one great being that animates all others. We are one in this presence. And I know that this presence permeates all time and all space. And right here, right now, I know that God's blessing stretches forth from where we are to where you are. That we enjoy and benefit from this blessing of sharing in the grace of God as it moves us forth into our lives and into our week. And I thank God for this blessing, and I let it be so. And so it is.
We are all one. We are all one. We are all one in it. I hear it and know it, my being. Spirit is and the love that's surrounding me is within me by day and night. And we are all one, we are all one, we are all one in it. Yes, we are all one, we are all one, we are all one in it.
Oh, welcome back. Okay, so when we do our honoring services or ceremonies for Mother's Day and Father's Day, I like to change things up a little bit and do the offering on the front end, just because I like to have everybody be in the experience of the healing ceremony that we do at the very end, and just sort of sit in that, and I don't want anything to break that up. So this is our opportunity to receive your gifts, tithes, and offerings, and your opportunity to give thanks for that which you have already received and that which you have manifested, but has not been seen in the physical world yet, the realm of money. So please go to www.oasiscsl.org. And you're going to scroll down to the middle of the page. There's a donate now button, donate now button. And it has the offering affirmation just above it. Let me just say something about donations. I think of donations as like one-time things, and I wanted it to say contribute now, but unfortunately the software won't let me change it. But when we contribute to a message, or we contribute to the work that we're doing here, spreading our message throughout the world, we are contributing on a different level than just donating. So I want that to be the spirit with which you donate, whether that's a one-time offering or that is a monthly offering or a week by week. Yeah. Okay. Faith wanted me to let you know that they don't give the option for weekly giving. What you can do is go on each week, donate monthly, and then it actually will set it up for weekly. But anyway, when you use that consciousness as you're doing this, then you are truly contributing to the community and to the message and this work that we are about. Now, if you're watching this later, you can also follow along with us. Go to www.oasiscsl.org. Go to the middle of the page where the Donate Now button is, and the offering affirmation is sitting there, so you can say it along with us. So, before you hit that button, this perfect gift is spirit in form, circulating and blessing all it touches. Freely I give, and joyously I receive. And so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
All right. So just a few announcements. So if you would like to do a watch party, there's a little button you can press, a watch party. We kind of like that because then your friends get to watch it with you and we increase our audience. If you like something that is said today or even a part of the song that you really like, you've got the little thumbs up button. Please press it and let us know. And if you love something that is said or the music, by all means, use the heart. We love love. And if something in particular really strikes you as a wow, please use the wow button. You know, that guy, wow, you know, that one. Because we like those too. And if you would like prayer, we're going to be getting into some of that later. But if you would like prayer for yourself, please put in the comment section prayer, and Faith will take the name down. We have this wonderful team of licensed practitioners from coast to coast, our God Squad, that will pray on those requests every day for a week. So take advantage of this loving service they provide. And please know that we treasure any of those requests so much. We have a treasure chest. Usually when we have a physical locality, we have a treasure chest that we put the prayer requests in because we treasure them so much. The practitioner of the day is the wise and powerful Oz, and he's available for what we call our 1-minute miracle after the service. It's not a time for counseling, but it is a time where you can share with him whatever issue you are experiencing, and he will stop, drop, and pray with you right then and there. And how you do that is reach out to him by video chat. Our wonderful team of licensed practitioners is available by appointment for a fee for spiritual guidance. So reach out to them through Messenger and let them know that you would like to set an appointment, and you can arrange payment and all of that. And at your appointed time, they will initiate a private chat with you, a video chat. And if Oz doesn't answer you right away, please know that it's probably because he is praying with someone else, and give him a few minutes and he will come back and be available. We are always asking people or soliciting people, I don't know how you'd say that, to be on our God Squad. No matter what your faith or denomination, we would love to have you pray with us. You know, the only requirement is that you are willing to pray every day on those requests for a week. And you can serve on our God Squad. We love having prayer partners. So if you are willing to participate in that, please say yes in the comments. And Faith will write that down as well. We have a private Facebook page that we list the prayer requests on for that day. And so this is your opportunity to serve in that way if you'd like to. Also, if you want to type more in the comments, we have a public-facing page on Facebook that is our online community. And that lets you know ahead of time when we're going to have events. It lets you be the first to know about these services that we have on Sunday. So it's a great way to stay connected to the community. Let's see, Brooks Ltd. Is making custom masks. She's got some really cool ones. I just saw the other day, some with little bows and then it hangs down. She's really amazing. So check her out. Again, that's Brooks Ltd. And then we have Brooks and Bailey. They make handmade malas and bracelets, and the proceeds go to Rocky Mountain Lab Rescue. It's a really worthy cause. So you can reach out to her at Brooks and Bailey 0307, I believe it says, at gmail.com. And I think Faith is putting that in the comments so that you have it. Let's see. Elaine Silver, Fairy Elaine Silver has been providing us with music for Tina to sing, which is a blessing. She's been doing that since day one. And Karen Drucker is also doing that. So Faith will be putting contact information for those two. Karen Drucker actually gifted us with her entire collection so that we would have plenty of music. So we'll be tithing to her, but I really recommend that you go on either one of their websites and buy their CDs. They have incredible music, and they support our movement a lot. So we want to support them as well. Check out our website at www.oasiscsl.org. You can see these sermons as we put them up every Sunday after we're done. And we have all of our, well, we don't have all of them yet. We're working on getting all of our past sermons, audio files up there. Every Sunday, I try to put 2 or 3 of them up there from years past. So this is our tribute to fathers, all kinds of fathers. Fathers of 2-legged children, fathers of 4-legged children, fathers of birds, fathers of lizards and snakes that crawl on the earth, fathers who are biological fathers, and fathers who have raised us that are not our biological fathers, and women who've been our stand-in fathers because they've raised us because we didn't have a dad that was around. But this is our tribute to anyone who has functioned in that capacity, and it is also a tribute to anyone we have chosen to be a father figure because we like how they are and we admire them and look up to them, and so we want to be like them, so we adopt them as our fathers. I've had several fathers. I have a biological one that died when I was 2.5, a father who raised me from 3.5 on. I've had 3 fathers that I adopted as my father figures. And so I celebrate all of them as we move into our healing ceremony. For those of you who have not been here for one of these services, it's an opportunity to, in a very, very safe way, heal any issues you might have with your parent. We will go through the living fathers, those present and those not present, those who've made their transition, and then we'll go through the fathers that we have challenges with, and we'll have a little meditation to help you move through some of that. First, I want to acknowledge that fathers perform 3 important functions in our lives. The first of which is our protectors. And so often we don't even know what they're protecting us from. Like it's like the no-see-ums or whatever, because they step in and they do that and we don't even know it's happening. But protector has always been sort of the head of the family father image. And that is the male essence of God. Dad is the first way we come in contact with the male essence of the God life. 2, they're providers. And I don't just mean that in a financial way. I mean, you know, these days it could be the wife who's providing all the money for the household. So it's not a provider in that respect. It's more of a provider of wisdom and knowledge and self-esteem and, you know, what it's like to be a man, you know, that kind of thing. They're providing all of that. And for the dads who have daughters, you know, they're providing love and support in a very masculine way and teaching them what it's like to be with someone, a man. Okay, so the third one, and for me that's the most important one, is the one, they're builders of our character. Who we are as individuals has a lot to do with who our father is or was. And, you know, mother's function is to be nurturing and supportive in an emotional way. So fathers, the entire reason for fathers to raise children is to be that beacon for children and know what their character is. That's what I think anyway. People might argue with me. They may think some of the other things are more important, but I personally feel like building the character of your children is such a vital thing. And fathers teach our sons what it means to be a man. They teach our sons how to be in the world as a man, because we women can't really teach that by example. We can try, but because we're so different, we really can't actually do that job very well. So we fill in the gaps when we can. So I want to honor the dads that have tuned in today, whether you are biological fathers, fathers who've raised children or fathers who were chosen by someone to father him or her. So please say hello if you've not done so already. And I will speak your name into the room, and Faith is going to send you a little gift in Messenger. Let's see, do we have any fathers here yet? No fathers? Where's your dad?
Right?
Your dad is always on.
He's on. It says he's on. Dad, say hi.
Say hi, Dad. Oh, goodness. So I'm going to speak Steve's name into the room, whether he wants me to or not.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's so funny. Do we have any other men that are on?
I mean, Oz. You can speak Oz.
I can speak Oz's name. He's Benyu's daddy. So I will speak Oz's name and Steve's name into the room here. Goodness gracious. All right, Faith, go ahead and send them something good.
All right.
Send them something good. Okay, so I have a little reading that I want to do here to honor you guys.
Dad said what characters?
What characters? Hey, now your children have a lot of character. How could they not? You're a character yourself. All right, so this is called My Father Through the Years in Loving Memory Dad Poems by Ann Landers. When I was 4 years old, my daddy could do anything. When I was 5 years old, my daddy knows a whole lot. When I was 6 years old, my dad is smarter than your dad. When I was 8 years old, my dad doesn't know exactly everything. When I was 10 years old, in the olden days when my dad grew up, things were so different. When I was 12 years old, oh, well, naturally, Dad doesn't know anything about that. He's too old to remember his childhood. Really, at 12 years old, oh my goodness. When I was 14 years old, don't pay any attention to my dad. He is so old-fashioned. Sound familiar? It does, yeah. When I was 21 years old, he's hopelessly out of date. When I was 25 years old, Dad knows about it, but then he should. He's been around so long. When I was 30 years old, maybe we should ask Dad what he thinks. After all, he's had a lot of experience. Notice how that all changes. When I was 35 years old, I'm not doing a single thing until I talk to my dad. When I was 40 years old, I wonder how Dad would have handled it. He was so wise. When I was 50 years old, I'd give anything if Dad were here now so I could talk this over with him. Too bad I didn't appreciate how smart he was. I could have learned a lot from him. I know, Joey, you know that is the truth. We miss our dad quite a bit. We were just talking about that the other day. My dad had a thing about everybody getting along, and it was so important to him that we made peace in the family, no matter what. Okay, so let's see. Did you already send them that?
Yep.
Okay, so now I want to honor dads of the people who are here today. So everybody, please type your father's first name into the comments so I can speak them into the room and we can honor them as well. Okay, well, I'm going to put Leon and Marvin in. Marvin was my biological father. And Leon was the father who raised me. And I adopted Lynn's dad, Merle. So we're going to put Merle's name in. And then I adopted Fred Vogt, Dr. Fred Vogt, as my dad. And unfortunately, all of them have left the planet. So those names will go in. Anybody else?
Don.
Don put Larry in.
No, Steve.
Oh, Don. Oh, sorry.
That's my grandpa.
Okay, Steve put Don in. So we're speaking Don into the room. I'll give you guys a few minutes while I read this. Now I need my glasses. This one's not big enough. Okay. Who is this man by Stephen Weber? Who is this man whose head is gray and balding now? Is this man that pushed me in my carriage each evening to stop my crying? Is he the same man that let me tag along behind him as he worked outdoors? He looks so different than the man that taught me how to ride my bike, throw a baseball, and showed me how to hold a bat. Is he the same man that let me cry when I was sad and never asked why? I know he's the same man because the lines on his face were probably caused by me. He taught me to catch and also let me saw and nail at his workbench. He watched me march in parades and play the piano, and he worked 2 jobs to keep me fed and clothed. He made time to take me camping and taught me how to build a fire and didn't laugh at me as I put up the tent. Is he the same man who listened to me and gave me choices instead of advice? He took walks with me and delighted in the fact that I could always match his pace. He waited up for me when I was out on a date and worried that I would be safe. When it was time for me to go, he didn't hold me back. Okay. When it was time for me to go, he didn't hold me back, and he knew he taught me well and only wanted my happiness. Is this the same man who told me to ask him anything and he would answer as best he could? Of course he is, because he has not changed. Maybe a bit more bald, maybe a bit more gray, a little more weight around his middle, but he is still my dad. Okay, right now I would like to bless the fathers who protect our children, your children, because you made a contribution to our lives. We honor your sacrifices and your blessings. Let's just recognize real quick how much your father has contributed to your character. Now, for some of you, that may be a character you may not like, or for some of you, you may not think that is the case, but let me assure you it is. Here's the thing. We don't come with the user manuals when we're born, unfortunately, and so our dads have done the best they could to raise us. And what we need to remember is that although they may not be perfect, they were perfect in their own way because they were doing what they were taught to do as fathers. They're living their lives as fathers the way they think they're supposed to. And we have a tendency to take things a little personally. And it is never personal. It's not that, hey, I'm going to take this out on my kid. It isn't that way. It's just the way they know. And I want us to keep that in mind as we bless these fathers right now. So please focus on your father's name as we do this blessing. And I know that as the service unfolds and we do some deeper work, that this will carry through to that. So we bless these men who have loved us, protected us, honored us with their very lives, who have provided for us in our character, in their wisdom, in their lives. They have shared their lives and their love with us. We thank them for their contribution to both our lives and our character, and we honor the sacrifices and the blessings that they have given us. Tina?
If you meet the man in the mirror from the back window, and for a fraction of a second you can't remember where you belong, just open your window and follow your memory of sleep to the meadow in the mountain where you found I believe the light that shines on you, shine on you forever. Though I can't guarantee there's nothing scary hiding under your bed. I'm gonna stand guard at the postcard of a golden retriever. Never leave, you'll never sleep. I'm gonna watch you shine, I'm gonna watch you grow, I'm gonna take the signs so you always know, as long as the one and one is true. Ooh, there could never be a father lost his brother more than I do. Trust your intuition, just like going fishing. You catch your line, oh, you get a bite. You don't need to waste your time worrying, thinking about the marketplace, like the health and race, struggling to survive. It's hard to smile. I'm gonna watch you shine. I'm gonna watch you grow. I'm gonna take the time so you always know. As long as the one and one is true. There could never be farther enough to love you. I'm gonna watch you shine. I'm gonna watch you grow. I'm gonna take the time so you always know. As long as one and one is two. Ooh, there could never be far enough to I love you. Love you, Papa.
Thank you, Tina. That was beautiful. I have just received a note that I need to speak Shay and Irvin into the room as well for Living Fathers. You know, it's funny because what we believe in our teaching is that, you know, we invoke these people into the room by calling their name. And so they're actually here present with us, even if their physical bodies are not here. So on some level, they're feeling us, they're hearing us and seeing us on some level. All right, so the next section is for anyone whose dad has passed on. And so please type your father's first name into the comment field. I guess I screwed that up, didn't I? For Living Fathers. I'll speak their name into the room and Faith will send you a little gift. So again, I'm going to say Marvin, Leon, Merle, and Fred. So they have actually passed on. And so anyone else, please type your father's first name into the comment field so that I can speak their name into the room. Again, invoking them into there. Raymond, awesome. Anyone else? It's so weird doing it this way. You know, we usually, the last one we did in 2012, Leon, yep. The last one we did in 2012 when we had a facility, we decided instead of doing flowers for Father's Day, Neftali, Neft, yeah. Instead of doing flowers, we did Dad's root beer and pretzels. And we asked people to come up and get 1 can of Dad's root beer and get some pretzels out of this big jar that we did. Because dads, you know, like flowers are nice and everything. Women appreciate flowers, I think, more than men do as far as getting them on like Father's Day, but whatever. Danny. Okay, Danny, we've spoken Danny into the room. Any more before I move on? Okay, I'm gonna right now read something, and so that gives you an opportunity to put them in there, and Faith will let me know if there's more. This is named Daddy by Elaine Hall. Daddy, I'll always love you so, much more than you will ever know. Your body's all wet from the tears that I've cried. Daddy, it's so hard to say goodbye. You know that we bonded from the start, and you'll always own a piece of my heart. No greater companion will there ever be. I'll always remember what you meant to me. You looked at me with such love in your eyes, and when I was down, you were right by my side. I just can't imagine my life without you. Everything that I've told you is true. Someday we'll be together again. I know that I'll find you, for you're my best friend. So I know your pain will be gone, and you won't have to just linger on. And the nurse shook her head, and your body was still. I cried like a baby, and I always will. Daddy, I love you so much more than you will ever know. Your body's all wet from the tears that I've cried. Daddy, it's so hard to say goodbye. Daddy, I'll always love you. I honor these fathers today who gave everything to us, who altered our characters in ways we cannot even explain sometimes. I bless these individuals who really developed our character, who changed our lives in ways we can't explain. Now that we've spoken their names into the room, we welcome them, because even though someone's not in their physical body anymore, they're still around us. They're in the ethers. They're in our minds. They're in our hearts. They're in our souls. And just invoking their name here brings them present into the room, the energy of them. So they are present right here, right now. And for all of us who are here right now, I just want you to feel that presence, because that's God showing up as Dad. Just allow yourself to feel that energy, because it's very special that we've invoked them here and called them forth. And you can do that anytime you want in your house or apartment. But this time is very important because we are invoking so many of them that they are so present here. I mean, think about how the room fills up with all of these wonderful spirits. I bless these fathers who have loved us, protected us, and have gone. We thank them for their contributions to our lives and character. And we know the sacrifices and blessings that they gave us. We invite you here. We are so blessed to have you, and we celebrate you here and now. Thank you so much for being with us today. Tina?
Every generation blames the one before, and all of their frustration come beating on your door. I know that I'm a prisoner to all my father held so dear. I know that I'm a hostage to all his hopes and fears. I just wish I could have told him in the living years. Oh, crumpled bits of paper filled with imperfect thoughts, stilted conversation. I'm afraid that's all we got. You say you just don't see it. He says it's perfect sense. Just can't get agreement in this present tense. We all talk a different language, talking in defense. Say it loud, say it clear. As well as you give. It's too late. Oh, when we die, we don't see eye to eye. So we open up the door between the present and the past. We only sacrifice the future. It's the bitterness that lasts. Oh, don't yield to the fortune you sometimes see at stake. May have been a new perspective on a brand new day. Don't give up, don't give in. You may just be okay. Say it loud. Say it, yeah. As well as you give. It's too late. Oh, when we die, we don't see eye to eye. I wasn't there that morning when my father passed away. I didn't get to tell him all the things I had to say. Think I saw the spirit made a love sing you. Sure I heard it happen. In my baby's kiss, I wish I could have told you in the living room. You say it loud, say it loud. Oh, say it, as well as you give. It's too late. It's too late when we die. We don't see eye to eye. So say it loud. Come on, say it. As well as you give. Yeah. Now it's too late. It's too late when we die. We don't see eye to eye.
Thank you, Tina. By the way, you've lost your father too, right?
Yes.
What's
That's
his
why I got a frog.
Oh,
Hendrik.
what is it?
Hendrik.
Hendrik.
Just call
Okay.
him Henk.
Yeah.
Henk, not with an
So
A
we're
at the
speaking
beginning.
his name into the room too.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Oz, what was your dad?
Bob. I tried to type it into two different comment places, but you didn't see it at all.
Oh,
Same as me. I'm a junior.
okay. All right. So Bob, we're also speaking Bob and Hendrik into the room.
Okay.
All right. So this last section is for dads that we maybe have issues with. You know, maybe they've been absent, or maybe we just have not been able to resolve our differences with them. So I invite anybody who falls into this category to type your father's first name into the comment. I'll speak their name into the room, and then Faith will send you a little gift. And we're going to place those names into the ministry of prayer for our God Squad to pray on every day for a week. We don't need to know what the issue is. Just tell us their name, and we will take it into prayer for you. Okay, so we have a father and a dad are not the same. A father and a dad are not the same. One can be a dad and not a father, or one can be a father and not bother to earn through love the more endearing name. Some find fatherhood a bit too tame, leaving all the details to the mother, or dumping the sweet burden on another. Man, with just a passing twinge of shame, you have been our dad so many years that you've become the landscape that is home, the mountain that we look to from afar. No matter where we go, we're not alone, for you remain within to still our fears. and be the word that tells us where we are. And then this other one, Perhaps We'll Never Understand Each Other by Nicholas Gordon. Perhaps we'll never understand each other. Loving doesn't mean that we agree. If that were so, then I would say, why bother? But there are things I know I'll never see. I'm sure your heart knows what I don't yet know. The pain of loving a reluctant son, the anger coming fast and building slow, of being helpless to control someone. You want only that I grow up right, but you know what right is and I still don't. I have to learn to wield to my inner light, and if I follow yours, well, then I won't. I'm sorry for the anger in the air, though we fight. My love is always there. So also, if your dad has some kind of physical issue that we can pray for, please place both their first name and whatever physical issue you want prayer for in the comments. And Faith is going to take all those names down. Do I need to speak someone's name into the room? Do we have any dads that we would like healing for? Okay. All right, we're just going to generally do that. So as I said before, we don't come with a user guide when we're born. So fathers do the best they can, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt. So this is our opportunity to work with that material for healing. And we've invoked them into the room, so the fathers are right here, right now, in front of us. Whether they're physically here or not doesn't really matter, because all of this work goes on in our minds anyway. And if I can clean something up in my mind, I can heal it for myself, and then it really doesn't matter whether that physical person knows anything about it or not. That's the premise of our philosophy. So I invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. I'd like for you to imagine that right in front of you is your father, knee to knee on the chair in front of you. And whether you've experienced this before as your father or not, we're going to experience this rendition of your father as a very kind and open person who is willing to hear anything that you have to say. And we've prepared Dad ahead of time. He knows to stay open and listen without judgment, without becoming defensive. So he's very open at this moment. You see that in his eyes and in his posture. So right now, tell your father all the things that you have ever wanted to say. Maybe it's something that felt like it either wasn't safe, or would hurt him, or was just not okay to say. This is the space to do that. I want you to just download all of it. The anger, the fear, the hurt. And while you're doing this, I want you to imagine that instead of getting defensive, instead of striking back, instead of being a jerk, your father is sitting in front of you, wide open, listening to every word you say, just taking it all in. Go ahead and just tell him everything right now. Anything that you would like to say to him. Because this is a very safe space to do this work, a very safe atmosphere. And I guarantee you that if you do this work, you will have a healing in your heart. And it really doesn't matter at that point whether they change or not, because you will have peace of mind and the feeling of lightness in your heart. I'm going to give you a few moments to do this work. And while you do, Notice all that you see in your Father's posture and His eyes, His love and acceptance. This has been so powerful for so many people. So take full advantage of this time. Now imagine that your Father says to you, "Thank you so much for letting me know. I had no idea. And I am very sorry for anything that I have done that hurt you. I'm sorry I wasn't there for you when you needed me. I'm sorry I didn't love you the way you needed me to. I'm sorry I could not have been a better father to you. In any case, I am very sorry for any pain that you are experiencing. I want you to know that I love you with all my heart. I want you to know that you are the child I have always wanted and needed. And I want you to know that I am very, very proud of you. And if I could go back and do it all again, I would do everything you just asked me to do. Because I want you to know how loved you really are. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. I love you and I'm proud of you. And I'm proud to be your dad. And now, in the silence of this moment, allow the words of this song to inspire your heart to forgive.
I forgive you, you forgive me. I didn't mean to hurt you. I just couldn't see your point of view, your hurt and pain. Forgive me now, let me try again. Will you forgive me? Will you take my hand? Look me in the eye and understand. Sometimes I just don't know that the things that I do unintentionally wind up hurting you. Will you forgive me? Please don't close the door. Don't close down your heart. Just don't be angry with me. Scream and cry. We can move in the light. We're both willing to try. I forgive you. Will you forgive me? I know that love is our destiny, and we stumble and fall. We learn and we grow, and together we'll find what our hearts already know. You forgive me, I'll forgive you. Forgive me, I'll forgive you. Please don't close the door. Don't close down your heart. No, just don't let angry with me. Scream and cry. We can move into the light. We're both willing to try. I forgive you. Will you forgive me? Love is our destiny, and we stumble and fall. Together we'll find what our hearts already know. Will you forgive me? I forgive you. Forgive me, I'll forgive you. Please forgive me, I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you.
Imagine right now that you say to your Father, I forgive you, Dad. I know you did the best you could. Allow yourself to notice how it feels when you say those words. Because now that you've had a chance to share whatever has been bothering you, and you felt like your Father has really listened to you, your heart feels lighter. Your body feels lighter. Your emotions feel lighter. Makes it a lot easier to say those words. So say it now. I forgive you, Dad. I know you did the best you could. And I release any expectations I had that were not met. I release any of the unspoken agreements that I have made with you in my mind and not communicated to you directly. I release now any notion that I can go back and change the past. I forgive you. I release you. I allow this experience to transform my life. I forgive you. I know that forgiveness is about me and not about you. I'm the one who needs to say the words, not that you need to hear them. I need to say them, and I am transformed because I have released you. I have forgiven you. So right now, allow yourself to thank your Father in whatever way feels appropriate for you. Maybe that's a hug, maybe it's a high five, maybe it's just a smile. Whatever it is, from this new enlightened being that you have become, thank your Father for being present and listening to what you had to say, and for being accepting and loving you. So in this moment, I give thanks for all that has transpired here. I know God's presence pervaded this entire experience. For God is simply all there is, all there ever will be, all there ever has been. Only God right here, right now, ever present in the knowingness and beingness of all of life. I know that presence moves through me, for it is the heart that beats within me, the life that lives itself through me, the love that emanates from me. It is who and what I am. I know this same truth to be so for this one team of Oz and Tina and Faith. For we, as one team, express God so perfectly in unison as it moves through our very beingness. It is who and what we are. There is no place where one of us leaves off and the other begins. There is only the one. I know the same truth to be so for each person watching this today, whether it be in real time or after the fact. One universe, one person, one life, one love. We are that one. So I give thanks for all of this, for this awareness of the life of God as it moves and flows through each person. How we individualize that power and that presence of God. I give thanks for every name that is in the ministry of prayer today. For I know that God's power and influence and affluence moves through any conditions that we may be experiencing and relieving whatever that condition is. I pull back the veil right now and call forth a healing in this moment of all conditions that appear to be contrary to the vibration of God. I allow every relationship brought into this room today to be healed. I accept it, I receive it, I call it good and very good, and I give thanks for it as I bless this week. Knowing that the healing continues, that our relationships are harmonious, our communications are harmonious, and that we live the presence of God throughout this coming week until we are back together again. I give thanks for this knowledge and awareness, to know that it is so, and I just let it be. And so it is. Amen. Oh, thank you for being here with us today. A reminder to check out our website, www.oasiscsl.org. Also a reminder, if you liked that I Forgive You, that was Karen Drucker from her Hold On To Love CD. If you like that song, go on her website at karendrucker.org. It's in there. It's in the comments. Go to her website and order that CD. I think you'll love all of it if you liked that one. And join us next Sunday and every Sunday for our Sunday celebration at 10:30 a.m. Mountain Time. So Oz is going to pray us out. And it's here you go. Here you go.
Know that God's blessings spread forth everywhere to everyone at all times. And I know that this is so here and now, and I claim it and I let it be. And so it is.
And so it is. All right, stay safe, everybody. Tune in next week and every week. Bye for now. We ran over a little bit.
Had a card